Mom, you just need to make a podcast. And I was like, what's that? So I looked up podcasts, tried listening to a bunch. They were so boring.
Using scientific research
And our own personal stories.
we are going to form
A dating hypothesis.
In conclusion,
It's biology.
it's presumptive.
It's hypothetical.
It's interpretive.
Geez, pervert.
Me, of the two of us, you are definitely the pervert, my friend. In a relationship, what gets suppressed?
My free will.
Rachel. Cadavers really are no help.
They're all dried up and dead. Fun to dissect, but not so much for looking at functional biology. Sure, we're all safe in today's society knowing research is ethical, but where is that really getting us?
So basically all of her holes.
Not her ears. I get this icky, crawly, undulating feeling in my hoo-ha.
Such a delicate little flower you are. Agreeable semen is going to equal Shakespearean Rachel. I'm going to go ahead and carefully and delicately move us into another topic.
If it's true, our boobs analyze baby spit. Dated a lot of men in my life.
Yeah, how many?
I don't know. I mean, like, what's the definition of dating?
You did not sample the sperm of 380 of them. How many sperm samples have you had in your life?
Such a ladylike question. My son is 24. It never occurred to me. I never taught him to ask his dates if they were a test tube baby or if they had gene editing done. I mean, who goes on a date and looks at the person across the table wondering if they had been genetically altered? I mean, seriously, would you ask a date if they had been gene edited in the womb? Like in China. Semen is vastly different man to man. The differences encompass watery, thick, dense, lumpy, healthy feeling versus offensive textures. Like some of their viscosities have layers of quantitative differences. Some is coagulated like cottage cheese.
That one must have been the worst, right?
Kayla, really all I really want is to be a secret scientist in the basement of the government lab, dissecting alien brains, creating fantastical creatures. Like, can I please? Can I just be a mad scientist? It's all I want in the world.
Are you talking about the research done by Adrian Owens et al.?
Yes, I am. That's the one. Can you imagine being in a relationship with someone that is only capable of communicating through interpretive dance? Honey, what would you like for breakfast? Speaking of all the fun things that you can do with sperm, if you're going to put it up in from down below, put it in up in from above. Shoot that shit all over your body inside and out. If you're a soil created for his seed, take it in every hole except your ears. And if you're in a doomed relationship, just leave. Don't take it personally. Simply leave them to bathe in their own hell. Can you hear voices? Do you hear demonic, divine, angelic? Do you speak in tongues? Do you talk to God? Do you have a spirituality, an inner voice? Do you have schizophrenia? Even curious about that, right? This is all forms of communication. But with who or what and why?
If the fungi in our guts need to procreate and spread to other hosts, what the hell would that migration look like?
Old man poof powder semen is the worst. It's not just gross, it's vomitous. Like a cartoon, it literally comes out in a fucking puff of poofy dust. And this little lump of congealed semen glob at the end, it's so fucking disgusting.
How old does a guy have to be to have that?
I notice it in some men around the age of 60. Definitely. Anyone over 70, your semen is disgusting. It's like puff powder. I think I will tinker with my boyfriend's DNA while he's asleep.
What if curiosity of different cultures was just a parasitic infection seeking to spread? What if this is in fact evolution at its finest?
Written in 1905, and his experiment was to see if decapitated heads were conscious after being chopped off.
Rachel, what does this have to do with dating?
Do aliens even want to talk to us? We think we're so fucking great. It's an alien see when they drive by this solar system. Put yourself in their spaceship right now. They're cruising along. They look over to the right. What do they see? Debris. Just outside our planet. littering our space. Anybody passing by this system is going to be like, ew. We trash our space, our planet, our yards. We have wars. We kill each other. We are the white trash galaxy.
Let's not invite the alien life to tea when the space lawn is trashed ghetto style.
That's what I need. My boyfriend acts like he lives in a vegetative state. Sometimes I just want to zap the shit out of that fucker with electricity to wake his ass up.
Rachel?
I mean, would a taser work? Very first thing that I'm going to do is design a purple baby with wings. Where does the authority come from to stomp out someone's ability to talk to angels or God? Why do scientists get to declare there is no God? Science will declare that it's hocus pocus because science cannot study it. I invite every scientist on this planet over to my apartment. I will gladly kill you. You may take my camera on your spirit walk to record your death experience, and I will resuscitate you so you can tell me all about how fake it was. I defy your ignorance on the subject. You can spew all the data about dying neurons and eyeballs shutting down to seeing fake hallucinatory lights until you bleed from your teeth. You were not dead. I was.
I don't think that you should be inviting scientists here to kill them.
I'm sorry, Kayla. That elusive slappy Jackie pop-off is more important to them than experiencing the intimate wonders of two bodies getting to know one another and releasing a chemical surprise only the two of you can cultivate after allowing the brain to map the territory of both of you. It is faster and easier to sweep through the trash when you wield a broom wisely. I should have worn a condom last night.
Get a little tongue all up in there. You know, when you are face deep dancing inside their pants.
When a man makes advances on a woman, he's asking to change her chemically, to dabble with her DNA, to adapt her entire body, mind, and emotions towards his biological makeup. He is transforming you to be a vessel for his seed.
No.
Maybe. Let's pull out the research. Which sheds new light on why men are territorial. It's like that moment, the thought of them swirling their tongue inside of my mouth, that chemical raises their cortisol levels, and cortisol works like an alarm system. It wakes up her sympathetic nervous system, which arouses her genitals, nipples, and increases her mood, perks her up a bit.
Rummaging through dead people's insides looking for things that swell up isn't exactly productive.
They will seduce you by tricking you into thinking they want a relationship. They will say anything to get laid. You're saying not only do we have an amazing variety of gut bacteria, but we also have a host of fungus in our intestines. And I was like, wow, okay, you're smart enough that kind of makes me feel stupid. Does each male produce identical chemicals? Or is it like the ants' brains in the petri dishes? Does each male emit a unique cocktail of chemicals based entirely on the female? In his presence, is our behavior, word choice, attention levels just a chemical warfare that we engage in to get what we want out of each other? Maybe the best aspects of our evolution is actually bacteria trying to spread to Mars, and we are the host with the most. In previous episodes, we bring up gut bacteria, brain communication axis, pointing out research on mental states caused by our gut bacteria. Is it so far a stretch to postulate genitalia bacteria being able to communicate with our brains, even influence our brain chemistry? We have research showing a dormant parasite emitting proteins to alter behavior in mice to make them curious and brave. I'm just suggesting dormant bacteria, transmittable through sex, could emit proteins causing wanton lustful desire.
If we learn today that parasites can release chemicals that affect the host's behavior, then why not a genital parasite?
Who was the unlucky son of a bee that happened to be the one to have their head exploded and they went, ooh, we're not going that high again?
Or they're like, just turn it up more. His head has to explode. I did the computations. Well, they're just protesting. Maybe we should just keep it at 150 decimals.
Yeah, just make their ears hurt. Let's not have their spleen explode.
I mean, we don't really want them suing us or protesting even more. Our bodies are built for touch. A study found that skin is highly sensitive to the vibrations given off during touch.
No.
Yeah, it took a study to find that out.
child can do it just because they're irritating little fuckers. But when an adult does it, that's a problem.